name is Kevin Fernandez, and welcome to my channel, Gamers Genie. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my top 10 favorite games of 2023. I have kind of started doing this where instead of doing it like everybody else, where I'm just doing my top 10 games of 2023, on 2023, I'm starting to do it in the year that we're in, top 10 games of the year that we're in, on the year that we're in. I decided to do it the year after, so that way I have gone through a full year playing games. I can actually, like, just in case I have some like last minute stragglers or anything like that. It seems to be working fine for me, but well, without further ado, let's count down. Okay, so number 10 is Diced Veggies by Kids Table Board Games. I demoed this at Gen Con. It was a really fun game. It's a nice dice game. I really did enjoy this game. I might add it to my collection because I need some more smaller box games, and Diced Veggies definitely is a smaller box game. Which is weird because a lot of dice games I know try to have like a medium to large size box, but it's kind of nice that a dice game is like a small box, as it kind of should be. But I like the colors and everything. Of course, you know, the artwork in Kids Table Board Games is always very beautiful to look at, and it's you know, it's got pretty good gameplay. One of the reasons why I put it at my top 10s list, because I didn't actually get to fully play it. It was just a demo, so I didn't get to enjoy it as much. But number 10, Diced Veggies. Okay, so number 9 is Fairies and Magical Creatures by Forbidden Games. And I know what you're thinking. Kevin, you put something by Forbidden Games on number 9? Don't you usually put that in your top 5? Yes, I do. And don't get me wrong, it was a good game, but I think I need to play it a bit more for this game to actually move up more on this list. Because unlike Raccoon Tycoon, Railroad Rivals, Extraordinary Adventures Pirates, and of course Lizard Wizard, you know, first of all, Annie, you did a wonderful job with the artwork. As usual, gorgeous artwork, gorgeous. But one of the things that I think a lot of people struggled with, and you know, this is really more of a human error thing, is we got confused. A lot of people, specifically people who were playing it at my table, I don't know if this was other people's tables at Gen Con who played this game, but we got confused about directions. And not like, you know, like the rule book. The rule book was fine. What I mean is, so play continues clockwise, but I believe we passed the first player marker. I'm looking towards Jordan. Counterclockwise, and we kept on moving the first player marker clockwise, and we kept going and play counterclockwise. Sometimes and the thing is, but what I did like about that is, even if you have a mistake like that, it's still so flawless that you don't notice it. It just kind of blends into your gameplay. A lot of the times you kind of start to notice, oh, we're playing in the wrong direction. We're going the wrong way. It's usually to the left. Always go to the left. Left. Nope, we just started playing to the right for at least 2 rounds, and then we're like, wait, we're playing to the right. We're supposed to be playing to the left, passing this to the right, whatever. You know, we kind of adjusted it, and that's one of the reasons. But like I said, I'm just going to have to play this game a couple more times to get a better feel of it. All in all, though, it was a pretty decent game. I like that it was a decent little puzzle game. So number 9, Fairies and Magical Creatures. Okay, so number 8. This one's actually a first for this channel. Number 8 is Ticket to Ride, Legends of the West. This is the first time I've ever put I think this is the first time I've ever put a legacy game on my list, on any list that I've ever made. This is the first time I've done a legacy game, but the Legends of the West was really fun. we just played like a little sliver of the map, and it was pretty fun. What I loved the most about this was you had like added rules for cards you draw and stuff. You draw cards to add rules to the game to make it more interesting. Like white cards also count as a wild as well, so you can complete more routes a lot more faster and everything. You're not shackled to the traditional rules of Ticket to Ride, because let's face facts, we have about like 7 maps. Yeah, we got 7 maps. In total, we have 8, 9, 10. We got like 12 maps. So we have 12 maps of Ticket to Ride large boards. Each one has its own set of rules, like specific rules, like, you know, but the core rules of Ticket to Ride has always been the same. You know, you have to play a color that matches this in order to get this route. Locomotives are traditionally wild. Some of them, they don't do that, but, you know, traditionally they are wilds. But it was so nice. It was like, oh, locomotives and white cards are now wilds. So do that. Oh, this area is cheaper than that area now. Oh, this is it was a lot more better, and it moved quicker. Now again, we only played like the little sliver of the board. We didn't do the Great Western expansion. We didn't expand that much. So because it was just a little quick demo. But what we did do, and some of the pictures I'm showing you right now, these are all pictures that I was allowed to take at demoing the game. They did this. This was one I did ask for permission to take photos, and they did give me permission, but they said there were certain things I couldn't take pictures of because of spoilers and everything. So I did respect that request. I did respect the request of only taking pictures that wasn't considered a spoiler. So yeah, number 8, Ticket to Ride, Legends of the West. Okay, so number 7 is Dune Imperium Uprising. This is the latest series in the Dune Imperium sets. This one is a standalone game, unlike the past 2 ones. Those are expansions. This one's a standalone, but you can play it with your expansions and everything as well. It was fine. It was pretty fine. I mean, you know, the changes they made, I liked. I really, really liked. But all in all, it still was Dune. You can't change a game too much from its core, because if you change it way too much, it's gonna be a little awkward, a little uncomfortable, and it's going to be harder for people to grasp around. And I feel like the rules of Dune is hard for some people to grasp already, because it's a resource gathering game, it's a deck building game, it's, you know, worker placement. There's a lot to take in. You can't add too much, and I don't think Dune Imperium Uprising added too much. Thankfully, that it does have a team mode, so you can do a 3-on-3 gameplay, so that would be a better way to teach the game, in my opinion. Some sort of a cooperative function is always better to teach a game, in my opinion. So, number 7, Dune Imperium Uprising. Okay, so number 6 is Scooby-Doo, the board game. Yes, I had to put something that has a how to play video on this list. I mean, I gotta advertise the main reason that this channel exists in the first place. But this one, you get to take on the role of different members of Mystery Incorporated, and you get to go up against their famous villains. Jordan and I, for our gameplay video on this, we went up against the Ghost Clown. We failed miserably. So spoiler for that, but you know, check out our how to play video. Don't let that deter you. Check out the how to play video. I'll leave a link in the video, as tradition states. I like to play as Shaggy. He's my favorite character to play as. Jordan likes to play as like Velma. Jordan likes to play as Velma. Sometimes she switches between Velma and Daphne, but you know, Jordan has like this weird obsession where it's like, you know, I know they've changed Velma's, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. In my honest opinion, I don't like that they're trying to hook Shaggy and Velma up, period. It was funny in Alien Invaders when Shaggy had like that hippie girlfriend for a while. You know, obviously it's kind of funny when Velma crushes on somebody. And I know there's like some issues about her crushes lately. Who cares? Whatever. But I always kind of like that Shaggy and Velma were like the two characters in the they were the two characters in the group that weren't focused on that, because they weren't like the traditional characters that would focus on that. Because, you know, Fred obviously would be someone who would focus on dating someone very pretty and everything, and Daphne, you know, same thing. Shaggy always felt like he was just more occupied with food, and Velma liked books, so she wouldn't even notice if someone noticed her. But whatever, changes come to shows, you know, and stuff, and you know what they are in one thing, they won't be in the next thing. So, you know, I'm not really gonna focus on it that much. I'm as long as the mystery's good, I'm okay with it. As long as the mystery's good, I'm okay with it. And that's all I have to say about that. Like, really, I'm in it for the mystery. I'm not in it for the dating game. You know, if you're into that sort of thing, that's fine. Whatever, go, peace be with you. But, you know, as long as it doesn't ruin my mystery, I'm okay with it. And it thus far, the social structure of the Scooby-Doo gang, which I never really thought we'd be having a discussion about. That's a little weird in my opinion. But you know, I always felt like the mystery should come first. That's just been my opinion. Whatever. You know, I understand, you know, everybody who watches Scooby-Doo, they're not all like kids. So you got to have something in there for the older generations. And so, I know there are some Scooby-Doo programs that are more targeted towards adults or teenagers. So obviously you have to put more romance in there. But this is more about Scooby-Doo Where Are You?, where there's virtually no romance whatsoever. So we use the Ghost Clown. There are 3 monsters that you get if you got the retail edition, but you get more monsters, and I don't know, they might release an expansion. I know they released an expansion for the Looney Tunes and for Teen Titans Go, where you get all the figures that you would have gotten if you backed it on Kickstarter. So yeah, number 6, Scooby-Doo the board game. Okay, so number 5 is Disney Dixit. This is obviously a twist on the Dixit game. A lot of people who have played this really, really enjoy it. I love Dixit. I want to say this. I love Dixit. But I'm kind of with a lot of people who are saying Disney Dixit is a better version than Dixit. Not by gameplay. It's played basically the same way. The main thing is Dixit has that, you know, Mysterium artwork, where it's like if you know the people you're playing with really, really well, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get what they're trying to tell you. But if you don't know those people very well, you're not gonna get it at all. Disney Dixit, you don't need to know you can introduce this to a group of strangers. You can sit down on the table with a group of strangers. I could place like a Toy Story card face down, say toy, and everybody's gonna have some idea on what they want to play. They'll all play cards, and then they'll see that and they'll be like, "Oh, Toy Story. That's the one." You know? But there'll still be some people who'll be like, "I don't get it. What does that have to do with toy? It's a boy. Is it 'cause boy sounds like toy?" And in my case, someone is actually doing that in that voice because they think they're funny. Like they'll seriously go, "I don't get it. That's a boy. Is it 'cause it sounds like toy? Well, that don't make no lick of sense." But I do like it. I love, my favorite card, of course, is the Aladdin card. I love that card. Jordan, though, she's kind of stuck. I think she's torn. There's a lot of ones that she likes. But I think Beauty and the Beast is her favorite, though. I think that's her favorite card. Peter Pan one's kind of meh. But this is a game we have been teaching a lot of people lately. I know my brother's girlfriend wants to learn how to play that game. So yeah, number 5, Disney Dixit. Okay, so number 4 is Forbidden Jungle by Game Right. I'm gonna say this. This is the second Matt Leacock game I've actually talked about now. Ticket to Ride, Legends of the West is one of them, because he was one of the designers of that. And Forbidden Jungle is the second one. And I'm going to say this, Forbidden Jungle is a vast improvement upon Forbidden Sky. I like Forbidden Sky. I'm probably one of the few apologists for that game. But Forbidden Jungle feels like you can actually win. Forbidden Sky feels like you could win if you stab the person who is looking over your shoulder to make sure you're following the rules correctly. Really, I feel like, you know, Forbidden Sky, a lot of the times I felt like I was going to win if I cheated at the game. And I don't ever like feeling like that. I feel like, and trust me, I've lost so many times on Novice. Like, I wanted to play a harder level, but I was too scared. I'm like, okay, this is Novice. I don't want to see what Normal's like. For those of you brave souls who played Legendary, I am sorry for you, but, you know, but Forbidden Jungle, it is a lot more manageable. It's a lot more easy to navigate. It feels like it's gone more back to basics, like Forbidden Desert or Forbidden Island. And unfortunately, if you don't like that, it went back to the tin box. Forbidden Sky, I know a lot of people said the one good thing about this is it's in a normal box. It's not in a tin. Well, guess what? They brought the tin back. But so you're trying to get through this jungle. You landed on a moon. You're trying to get through this jungle. You're trying to move through it. And you're trying to get off of course, naturally you're trying to get off of it, but there's like these little alien insects that are, you know, trying to eat you and stuff like that, and poison you and kill you. And, you know, you can move the jungle around. It's just going to be funny because a lot of people are predicting the next game. Yeah, they do set you up for kind of a sequel. So the next game will probably be called Forbidden Planet, which I'm going to be like, oh my gosh. Whew. I'm going to make some Forbidden Planet jokes. If you guys have seen that movie, whew. Yeah, I'm going to make some Forbidden Planet jokes. But all in all, I did enjoy Forbidden Jungle. Matt Leacock is one of my favorite board game designers. I love a challenge. I'm sorry. And that's one of the reasons why I apologize for... I'm one of the people who actually, like, you know, who stand for the Forbidden Jungle, for Forbidden Sky, because I like it. I like Forbidden Sky, I like Forbidden Desert, I like Forbidden Island, and I like Forbidden Jungle. This is my favorite game series. So naturally, of course I'm going to put this on this list. It's number 4 because I've only played it like once. But that once was kind of good to bump it up that high. We'll see. I'll have to play it a couple more times. I only played it as a 2-player game. I want to put more players in there. But yeah, number 4, Forbidden Jungle. Okay, so number 3 was Fractured Sky by IV Games. Fractured Sky is a new game by a new-ish company. It was really good. I think you guys have seen this. If you guys have been on, like, you know, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you probably have heard of this game before. But it was very well made. And The ad is 100% correct. It is very satisfying to drag your ship over one of those magnets and hear that click. You know, click, 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 click. I think I did that just so I could hear the click half the time. But it's kind of a area control game, resource gathering game. It combines a lot of game elements that you think wouldn't work together, but they do work together. I love the artwork for it. I love the gameplay. It does have a bit of a story to it. I like that. It always helps. Theme was pretty good. I don't know. I might purchase it sometime in the future. If I don't, maybe Jordan will. It's hard to tell. But the designers did a great job designing this game. I can't wait to see what other games this company has for the future. So number 3, Forbidden Sky. Okay, so number 2 is Ahoy by Leader Games. This game is a game where you're like pirates or sailors, but it's like your little sea creatures and everything. And now I'm gonna pause for a moment for all of you back at home to go, now this makes sense. That's why he didn't put the Forbidden Games up at the top, because he had to make room for the little pirate game. Kevin likes pirate games. He loves pirate games. Of course he loves pirate games. Yeah, I do love pirate games, but this game is really fun. I like how you get to build the map, the board as you're going along, as you're playing the game. You have to kind of make strategies, what you can sacrifice, what you can't. And it is very much still an area control game, just like Root. But I feel like it's more simplified. Whereas Root, you need to play like maybe 3 or 4 times before somebody understands the game, especially if they're playing as anybody other than the cats and the birds. But I feel like with Ahoy, you can have someone like probably get this probably on round 2, not game 2, round 2. I like, of course, I like the art. My copy was signed by Kyle Farron himself. Thank you, Kyle, for that. That was great. Nice meeting you too. It was very nice meeting you this year. Hope to see you again next year. But yeah, I know that they just came out with a new expansion of Ahoy, New Horizons. I did not back that. Unfortunately, I didn't back it. I'm just gonna have to buy it like a normal person. But yeah, number 2. Ahoy. Alright, my number 1 game of 2023 is Unmatched Tales to Amaze. Yeah, I had to have a Unmatched, and I do love this, but I love this game, but one of the things that I learned when I was teaching other people this game is you have to be very, very specific on how cards work. Specifically, that you cannot just discard cards to draw cards. We had a lot of that in our first time playing it with some people. That's a thing for the future that I have to know, that you have to let people know. You can't discard cards to draw cards. You can discard cards if you have too many cards in your hand, or if you have a card that allows you to discard cards, or if somebody has a card that allows that forces you to discard cards. But you can't do that. But this one, it's a cooperative game where you get to play as heroes fighting against one force. The easiest one to do is Mothman, but even that is still pretty hard depending on the number of players you have. I was like sitting there going, uh-oh. And everybody's like, what? We're playing a 4-player game. And they go, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, well, for one, the mastermind has 40 health. And they go, oh. And for 2, there are 4 minions that are going to come out. Why are there 4? Because it's 1 per player. So just remember that. Remember that, like, when you're thinking, who do I want to play this with? Yeah, you just remember that. But all in all, it's a great game. It does really blend. Like, Jordan and I got the Genie versus Houdini out, and we combined it with Tales to Amaze. It does flow very naturally with the other Unmatched sets. There's no, it doesn't feel like, oh, clearly this is a skirmishing game and this is a cooperative game, so these two don't blend. No, it blended very nicely, and we've done some pretty good. We've done pretty good against the Mothman. It's just the Martians we really need to practice on. But I do hope that this wasn't a one and done for Unmatched. I really hope there's more, and they have like a whole series of Tales to Amaze games, so you can do more cooperative stuff. Maybe like 2 more bosses. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I do hope we get to see more. It was a really enjoyable game. I highly recommend you guys check this out, as well as all the other games that I had previously mentioned on this list. But number 1 is Tales to Amaze Unmatched. Well, there you go. There's my top 10 games of 2023. I really did enjoy all these games very much. I hope some of these games I'll get to like mix and match and move over in other lists. I hope they pop up in other lists as well. Like I said, I do hope that like the cooperative version of Unmatched becomes a regular thing for Restoration Games, because I would love to see that like really grow and expand very much. But I would also like to see but there's some other stuff, like I do hope there's an expansion for Disney Dixit, because they did not include all of the Disney stuff that you can have. They're still left some, so clearly that's saying to me, the eager gamer that wants to buy everything they release, that there's going to be more, and so I'm super excited for that. But all in all, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to be notified for top 10s lists just like this. And I also will leave it up to you. What was your favorite games that you played this year? They don't necessarily need to be from 2023, of course. As per usual, it could just be something that was new to you, or maybe a game that you revisited that you haven't visited in a long time. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below, so feel free to leave that down there. And now, if you are feeling in a charitable mood, consider donating to the Wounded Warriors Project. This is a great fund. I have a lot of people in my family who are in the military. I have friends who are in the military. I have friends and family who are retired from the military. This helps. This is a charity that really helps out. Some of them get to retire, and almost nothing happened, but sometimes they have to, they have to leave because they're too injured, and they won't be able to do that. So this really does help injured warriors, injured soldiers to really get back on their feet and to really help them on that road to recovery and everything. So I'll leave a link to their website in the description below, and you can check out more about that. You can donate or spread the word. Both of those things always help. So, and I want to, as in my previous videos for when we talk about this charity, I want to thank our men and women overseas, and as well as the volunteers here in our own country. Thank you very much for doing what you do. It means a lot to everybody who not only live in this country currently, but are also coming to this country. It means a lot, and we want to thank you all for your service. So yeah, once again, I will leave a link to their website in the description below. Please feel free to check them out, and I want to thank all the people who have been helping out with these charities and everything, who have been giving them shout outs or donating or whatever. It means a lot. So thank you. But with that being said, please be on the lookout for our next top 10s list. But until then, thanks for the views.